Just another day in our house. I've already cleaned a little bit today. You would never know. Welcome back. Thank you guys for watching another one of our vlogs. For today's vlog, we just kind of want to talk about our chicks. So today's video, what we want to do is kind of focus on the chicks. I feel like I'm falling into the couch. So we want to talk about our chicks. We've had them now for pretty close to 3 weeks inside the house. And we did do 2 videos already. I did one explaining what you want to have before you bring home some chicks, and we did a first week with the chicks and kind of like the main steps you're supposed to do in that first week when you have them. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click those videos after this. What we want to do is we kind of want to explain the different kind of breeds of chicks that we have, which ones we like, which ones that we hope to get in the future, and just show you other things that we've done where our dog interaction, kid interaction with them, why we have them, and just kind of just talk about them a little bit. That's about it. Maybe some other stuff as we go around the house, what we're doing today. Today is my day off of the week, so let's go see some chickens, and I guess we'll let the big guy in. He's been outside for a while. He just walks around this house like he owns it. We brought the chicks home probably about 3 weeks ago, like I said. They have gotten a lot bigger since we brought them home. They were probably about a few days, 1 week old when we got them, so I'm guessing they're pretty close to 4 weeks possibly old. They have started to really grow in their feathers. And also, as you can see, they are a lot more active. Now, while they're on this, they can jump all the way up onto here, and they can jump all the way back down. So they have been able to really start flapping their wings with all their feathers, and they really have just gotten a lot bigger since we got them. Because I've had their heat source right here, and that's where they go underneath it. I don't think they really go underneath it that often anymore. They kind of more curl up, as you can kind of see here in the corner. And because they really rely on each other, I think that's gonna help them allow their heat source. So what I wanna do, there's legs for it so that it sits straight up vertically instead of being horizontally like how it is right now. And I want to do that for them so that they start to rely more on each other than to go under there for the heat. The chicks, they've been a lot more active. They can now jump very easy after I just flipped that brooder heater like that. So now they jump onto that and jump on top of our box. And now you can see them in the background just climbing around. And they have been a lot more active. Their feathers are all growing in. This is getting exciting that we are almost to the point of where they can be outside and hopefully start laying some eggs for us soon. We had to close the box for a little bit. They were jumping all over, making so much noise that I feel like I couldn't even film and talk about them for you guys. We got a whole bunch of different kinds of breeds, by the way. And what I'm gonna do right now is I just wanna cut to this video. We took videos of them when they were chicks individually with their own like breed of each one that we got. We have 6 different kinds. We have 4 sets of 2 and then 2 sets of 1. What I wanna do is show that video here real quick for you guys so you guys can see the different kind of chickens that we own and what their names are. you guys kind of know our chickens a little better. We do live in Michigan, so it is gonna be cold for them. It is just starting in November, and it is already getting into temperatures in the 30s here, but we are having some 60s, 50s coming up. And any day with some sun soon, we do want to kind of test them and go outside just for a few minutes. I heard if they do a lot of peeping, then that means that they don't like it, so we'll take them back in if they're too cold. Their feathers have been able to come in, I think, already quite a bit. We leave our window open here and there for them. One, because it smells in here if we don't, but two, also it allows that little bit of cold air right now to get in. And they do have their heat source in there so that if they needed to, they could just be closer to it. But that little bit of cold air will help them prepare and get their feathers in, so that when we have to put them outside full time, they're gonna be prepared for it. So what we're gonna do for that though, to prepare them for the cold weather here in Michigan, is we are going to turn off that heat source that we have inside there and put our temperature to our house to a certain degree so that it's still comfortable for them, but it is starting to get them a little cooler so that they can prepare and make sure their feathers are full grown in by about 6 weeks so that we can send them outside. That's one of your main things you can do to try to get them ready for the winter season when they're just chicks. I wish we would have just got them a little sooner so it wasn't like that we were preparing them for the winter time. So that is gonna be a challenge, especially our first time with chicks. But I think that the chickens are gonna be okay. I think that they've been doing really good, and they seem to have a good relationship with us when we interact with them. At one point I thought that when we put our hands in there, they weren't liking it that much, but it does seem now that they jump right onto our hands. We put some food down in our hands, let them eat from our hands so that they can see that our hands are a good thing. I don't want them to be afraid of our hands. And I can tell already the chicks, they hop all over on top of our girls. They jump around, they play with us. They're not afraid to be next to us. Not afraid of my kids' interaction with them anymore, which at one point I kind of was. But now the next thing is interacting the dogs with them. Milo has about no problem. I don't feel afraid for him, but it is in his nature to be a livestock guardian dog. So this is something I think that he can just interact with. Bailey, on the other hand, our Wheaten Terrier, is a hunting dog, and I just feel like if any of these do any sudden movements, flap their wings too fast, fly, do a big jump, she's just gonna want to snap and get them. So we are going to try to train her because we do want them free ranging in the backyard if we can. If not, then they'll just have to free range in the front yard, but it would be nice to have them have our big backyard to roam around in. I'm gonna show you guys how the dogs interact with them so you guys can kind of see. See that Milo has that like nature nurture thing from him. Other dog not so much, so everyone's gonna be a little on edge, but we're gonna let Bailey in here next. Alright, we've done a lot of playing with the chicks today, probably more than we are normally do for the day and more that they are used to, especially with the dogs as well. So, gotta get some dinner in our bellies and probably let the girls play around for a little bit.
Alright, as you guys can see, we started off early in the day recording this video and it is now nighttime. It is pretty late in the evening, and that is because when we are doing anything with the chickens or the camera, the girls get extremely excited. We have noticed that They love handling the chicks, and it is something that we like to monitor to make sure that they are practicing safe hands with the chickens and that they're washing their hands afterwards, because there is a lot of chicken poop inside their coop. And so it can just be a little tricky managing all 3 little ones with the chicks. Obviously, Theo really doesn't have much interaction, but if he's awake and they want to go tend to the chickens, I have to either find a place for him or bring him along with, so it can just kind of be confusing. But they have done really well with the chickens. They are gentle, they are caring. Melina absolutely adores her chickens, and her 2 chickadees are actually the most social ones that we have. They will hop right onto you, they'll come see you, and yesterday we were in there playing with the chickens and I felt like they were like nuzzling into her, and it was so cute. So whatever she's doing, it's working with her chickens. We have some that are a little bit more scared of us. Like I think they are our Rhode Island Reds that seem to be a little bit more scared of us. So hopefully we can get those where they are not so frightened of us and they will come to us just like her little chickadees. But we're gonna take it slow with them. It would be ideal that we had them when it was springtime, but since we moved in late in the summer, this just worked out for us to get them in. I think we got them in October. So it just worked out that we got them in October because we did move in midsummer and we just were not ready to take on another responsibility with our home renovations and everything like that. But it was really important to me especially to make sure that we had our chickens, because a big reason why we moved out here was for homesteading and securing our own food supply. And just with everything going on in the world and the news, I really wanted to make sure that we had food readily available to us that was fresh as soon as possible. So that is why we went ahead and got them, even though it's going to be a pain in the butt right now with the 3 little ones and dealing with the chickens in the cold. We are still trying to figure all that out. We have some chicken coop renovations that we're going to be doing. That is Tom's job, and we will be sharing you guys with how we're transforming this coop. But yeah, we have some things to figure out now that we got them when the weather is changing, and we're just learning as we go. Our most important thing was that we were going to have chickens and we were going to have food for our family, and that is actually why we got 10 of them. We are normally going to get only 6, but we figured just in case any turned out to be roosters or any of them got sick, we would have some backups. But so far all 10 are doing amazing. They're growing, their feathers are coming in beautiful, and it's been cool to watch them grow. Hopefully next spring we can hatch out our own, is what we're hoping to do, but we'll take it one step at a time. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed this update with life with chicks and kids and dogs. It's a crazy house over here. We will see you guys in the next one.